Yeah! Saturday night! Oh, wait, it's Friday. I thought it was Saturday. Yeah! Welcome to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast. It is Friday night, and guess what? It's not a bit of time to do a mock draft. We're going to do a rookie mock draft on a Friday night at 11:54 on the East Coast. Who's with me? Who is with me? Are we ready to go? Let's do this. I'm not going to hesitate. Let's go, baby. We're going to sit there. We're going to start drafting, but here we go. The draft. What? Did you hear that? The draft has begun. This is a rookie draft with a tight end premium. We're going to go 1.75 because the only tight end premium there is 1.75. Bijan Robinson goes 101. Big shocker there. And then we go CJ Stroud with the 102. So let's settle into the draft, folks. So listen, I dropped this link into this draft. If anyone wants to join that's taking part in the draft, they're more than welcome. We can talk about this. This is going to be a very organic show where if you want to be a part of it, you just join in. I've dropped the link in a number of different places. Maybe we'll have some special guests. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Who knows? The draft has begun. Oh, wait, I'm on the clock with 16 seconds left. Holy moly. Oh, who do I want to go? Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson. Yeah! I want Anthony Richardson, motherfuckers. Why not? I mean, it's not a real draft. It's just a mock draft. And if I want to go ceiling, we're obviously going to go with the ceiling of Anthony Richardson, right? Why would I want to go with Mr. Tiny Man, Bryce Young? He's too small, right? There aren't too many gigantic quarterbacks that can compete with Bryce Young in a who's shorter contest because he will always win. And what's interesting is that J Money Jarrett just went with the 1-4. Man, passing on Bryce Young. Would J Money Jarrett have gone with Anthony Richardson if I did not take him? J Money, hit me up, baby. What you got? Bryce Young still sitting out there. Oh, there he goes with the 105. Hey, this is a Patreon episode, folks. Join our Patreon, and you get a lot of nonsense coming out of our way. You get some fancy schmancy business and some headquarters, and this way, that way, this way, other way. You'll get some, whatever, man. We get some free stuff. It's free stuff. Jordan Addison, are you kidding me? Over Gibbs? Oh my goodness. Yes, every one of us. Oh my God, Will Levis after Gibbs. Gibbs went 1-7. Will Levis 108. Now, if Levis goes with the 10 with the third pick overall, does he go to the Colts or whatever, the fourth pick or whatever the pick the Colts have? Does Will Levis become a top 5 superflex pick? Yes or no? Somebody tell me. Wow, Charbonnet with the 109. I have made some references to Charbonnet going in the second round, and Run DFF has always shot me down. He's a first-round Charbonnet guy. One guy that's all about the first round in a lot of Superflex rookie drafts is Zay Flowers, who just went with the 110. Ladies and gents. Oh, Coach F is on the clock with 40 seconds left. He does not appear to be online. Know what that means? We might get an auto pick here, motherfuckers. And then the auto pick right now is Quentin Johnson. 30 seconds to go. It's going to be Quentin Johnson. If this motherfucker does not make a pick, he joined the draft and then he dipped. You cannot dip out of the draft. Listen, this was, when the draft fills, you draft. There's not like, hey, I'm going to do a draft in 45 minutes. I'm going to do a draft in 20 minutes. When the draft fills, you do the draft. You hit start. Hit start draft, and then you start drafting. And guess what? 3, 2, 1. Quentin Johnson, Coach F. Michael Mayer, Voice and Fuego. Voice and Fuego, baby. Coach F, I don't want to hear from you, baby. Oh, we got a little tight end run. Is that what's happening right now? Call me when it's my turn. I'm out of here, baby. I'm out of here. If anyone wants to join, I dropped the link. I feel like the link is out there for anyone that wants to be a part of this live stream. A 60-second timer allows me to speak on this position. And let me tell you, you want to join the Dynasty Hot Sauce Patreon because you will get a lot of special treatment as a special guest. And Sean Tucker went with the 201, 202. I'm up with the 203. I mean, oh my goodness, do I want Josh Downs? Achane Hyatt. I feel like Jalen Hyatt is going to get some first-round draft capital, so I am going to select him based on the draft capital that I'm assuming he gets. Achane with that 40 time, but listen, Hyatt made a ton of big plays for Tennessee this past season. This is a no-brainer pick for me. This early in the draft, boom! Jalen Hyatt just went at 203. Right after Sean Tucker and Dalton Kincaid, we had a Michael Mayer Kincaid. We almost had a tight end run. I mean, keep in mind, this is a 1.75. So I feel like that plays a bit in your analysis. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I know what I'm doing right now, actually. If I'm J Money Jarrett, there's only one pick for me, but I don't think he's even going to come close to that pick right now. In a super flex. Wink, wink. Come on, J Money. Josh Downs. I don't think so. I don't think so. Are we live right now? Are we live? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. And it saved every one of us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. Here we go. We're going to edit. We're going to make it. We're going to view on YouTube. View on YouTube. It saved every one of us. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We're doing a live draft. Come on. Let's get the views. Share it. If you're online, if you're on the socials, share it to your socials. Share it to your share it to your socials. Oh, the Hendon Hooker finally went. Oh, man, I should have went Hendon Hooker instead of Hyatt at the 2-3. That was a big mistake by me. Big mistake. Hendon Hooker, steal the draft. Bryce Young and Hendon Hooker. The titty gamut. Oh, use this as a bomb. Big go pick. Marvin Mims, man, Mims has generally been like an early third rounder. I'm surprised by this mid-second action. So did anyone tell you about our Patreon? Holy moly, dude. Like, I mean, the Patreon is for the people. Our Patreon is for the people. That's what it is. There's 2 tiers, and I'm going to tell you. You have the saucy tier. Oh, look at this guy. What? Is this Voice en Fuego?
It is.
Yeah! All right, Troy with a fancy mug. What's he drinking in that mug?
Nothing too good.
You have the 12th pick in this draft. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, because when you first set it up, I thought it was an actual draft, not a rookie draft.
Oh,
so
yes.
I have no idea who I'm taking next, but whatever.
Well, you have to have an idea who you're taking. Well, actually, no. There's no way you have an idea. Oh my gosh, what happened?
I guess it's me now.
A
bunch of people are on auto.
You cannot. We have an auto. Coach F on auto. Both picks. Ooh, Booty. All right, I dig it. I'm okay with Kayshon Booty. He's a pick that's all going to depend on the draft capital, if you ask me.
Exactly.
The NFL is going to tell you where this second round is going to be drafted. Even Kendre Miller. I mean, same thing. This guy could be a late first, and he just got taken with the 301. If he gets some day 2 draft capital, he can end up in the the early second round pick with all those running backs. We were talking about all these running backs being drafted in the early second round, and all of a sudden, boom! In this mock draft, they're all going at the end of the second round. So, I mean, look at this. We're talking third round. Tank Bigsby in the third round. No one ever thought about this guy as a third round rookie pick. I don't know. Well, I mean, what were your thoughts on that? On Tank Bigsby being a third round rookie pick?
Oh my God, what's going on with my screen? I have something going crazy here. I didn't see it. Hang on just a second. Let me bring it back up. Stuff's going nuts on my screen. Okay, so people are going nuts about all these running backs. We've had some talk about it in the Dynasty Trades HQ Patreon.
Yes.
And nobody knows who these are. So in a lot of these pre-draft mocks, we're seeing guys going probably way earlier than they will. But even in the third round, really, once you get into the third round of a draft in a super flex draft, you really probably need to be taking quarterbacks and running backs anyways, because that's where somebody's going to get hurt and you're going to have a shot of getting somebody you can trade. If it's tight end premium with this draft, you might get away with a tight end too, depending on how their landing spot falls. So I don't hate Bigsby there. It's a little higher than I have him. I would have taken Evans first, but it's not a big deal.
I'm really excited about the way that this third round has started with 4 running backs, because if everyone thinks of the third round as being just like the whatever round no one cares about, it's all rubbish. But this year there's been kind of like some talk about how there's going to be some spillage into the third round. Have you heard that too, man?
Kane, it's spelled fossil, but that's not right. So I apologize, Kane. I think it's Fossil, but Kane has been saying that and he does a lot more of the college stuff than I do. Devy stuff, obviously, that's his. Devy Marketplace is his site and what have you. He is believing that there's something like 12 running backs that could be legitimate NFL contributors.
Yes.
So at that point, you've got to be taking some of these running backs a little later in the draft. And so, yes, there should be some spillover. But remember, it was just a couple of years ago that, I started a podcast about deep dives because 2 or 3 years ago, because we had so much good stuff late in the draft. But then last year was horrible late in the draft. So it'll be interesting to see how this year works out.
Well, it's funny you said 12 running backs, because that's exactly as many has been drafted now, and we are approaching the 3-8 right now, and there still has not been a running back drafted, but after the 12 that have been drafted so far. So, I mean, there is 4 running backs in the first half of the third round, or the first quarter of the third or the first round. Man, if you have, and third round picks are just throwaway picks. They're sweeteners in a trade. If you can get your hands on some last minute third round picks, you might be able to get a hold of a Tank Bigsby or Zach Evans. Zach Evans at one time was the RB2 in this class, and now he's like the RB11. I mean, and then the draft capital is going to dictate all of this stuff, but man, I don't know. There's all kinds. Everything's all. I mean, we had our experts on the Hot Sauce podcast, and now it's just a matter of we're playing around with stuff. We can make all these ridiculous projections and predictions and all this rubbish, and it all comes down to is the draft capital when it's all said and done. Would you agree?
Yes, and that's what we're really waiting on at this point. We're just 2 weeks away from the draft now, and once everybody starts falling into place, we'll get there went my pick. I like that pick of Bennett.
Stetson Bennett, eh?
Yep, Justin's favorite quarterback, Stetson Bennett.
Oh, nice.
He might be as old as Justin too.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to come on the show, I mean, that's in this draft right now. I dropped the link in the in the sleeper chat. Just scroll up and click on it, I think. So if you want to talk about your team or the build you're thinking about, or if you want to be a wide receiver or running back person or whatever, or tight ends. Everyone's talking about tight ends in this class. How do you feel about the tight ends in this class? It looks like there's been a few drafted so far, which is really unheard of in previous classes. You get like one or two guys, but this class seems to have a nice handful.
Yes, there's 3 to 4 reliable tight ends, but again, tight end's such a wasteland. It's going to depend on where these guys fall, because if they get a good landing spot where they can be a decent tight end too on that team, it could be a really good thing. I took Moyer in the first round, and I rarely would take a tight end in the first round. And honestly, I was really torn between him and Hooker, but I did let Hooker slide, and then of course he went in the middle of the second round, which is about where he's going to go. And I think he's a little low on the sleeper boards right now. So that's somebody that if you're in an actual draft on sleeper early on, you might dig down and see where he's at, because people are going to miss on him because he's tucked away in the ADP right now, but he could be moving up too.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll all change once things start kicking up. But yeah, it's just some weird stuff. I mean, Musgrave and Washington are in the third round. If these guys get drafted in like the first or second, I mean, they're talking about like maybe 2 to 3 tight ends in the first round. I guess 3 is kind of a stretch, but if you have like some day 2 tight ends in a 1.75 tight end premium, you can't expect those guys to get out of the second round, right?
No, but I caution folks, because it's been a proven fact that tight ends are going to take about 3 years to really get going. So one, if you draft them early, you need to sit on them. And two, if you're in a league with somebody that's getting antsy after the first year and a half, that's your time to jump in and take advantage of that.
Man. Like, oh man. Here we go. Tyler Kraft, 4-6. Look at this. Who knows who the hell's W. Mallory? Think that guy's ever going to play for somebody?
No information from
now. We're in late fourth round in a 14. Well, I guess it's
holy hell. This guy is 6'5", 250 pounds.
Nice. That's tight end territory right there.
That is a good. If I don't know anything about him, I'm not even going to pretend to. But man, if he can catch, having that height, he's going to be a matchup nightmare for defenses.
So I'm a little disappointed in my. I'm happy with my overall draft. I guess I'll be happy with Hyatt, but I wish I have taken Hooker at that. I think.
Like I said, you just didn't see him.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker as a mid-second round pick, when people are talking about. I mean, well, obviously draft capital is going to dictate all this stuff, but even if this guy goes at the top of the second, you're still taking him before the 205, right?
Well, if he goes into the third,
what's your cutoff for Hendon Hooker? Like, where you stand with him?
I mean, if it all depends on landing spot. If he has a chance to start, I mean, look at Ritter last year. We didn't think. Well, we knew he had a chance to start, but nobody thought he was any good. And he might not be, but he got a chance to start, and he's probably going to get a year this year. So he would have been a good draft pick in the second or third round to have a starting quarterback for a year, and in Superflex, I'll take that.
Right. Last year was just a disaster with quarterbacks. It really messed me up with my head in terms of just thinking about them. Because when you think about all the quarterbacks that have been drafted over the past few years, most of them have been garbage, and they've had so much hype that have came with them along the way, and then most of them all really turned out to be crap. So when you hear about a crap class, you're just like, well, that must mean they must be crap if the good classes are crap, you know?
Tucker Kraft, who was taken right before Mallory, he's 6'5" too. So
I'm up. I'm on the clock. Who's it going to be, baby? Let's see. At this point, so we're in the 5th round. This is my last pick of this the rookie draft, and I'm telling you, all I'm looking for is a familiar name that I've ever heard of, and that's who I'm going to take. And I have
all I'm looking for in this case will be because I don't even really start into into my research yet, because I don't do a podcast or anything anymore. I just pop into yours once in a while.
Sure.
But here in the next few weeks, I'm going to well, not in the next few weeks, probably in the next week, I'm going to start to really break down the DLF rookie guide, and I will I'll really be working on the guide from ZZ JJ Zacharyson. I'll buy his. I like his guide a lot. I will, and I'll be looking through that. And then, and I'm going to forget his name now. The guy that does the college show with Ross Tucker. It's like right on the. I can see him, but I can't think of his name. Dang it. Anyways, he does a guide too. It's not really a fantasy guide. It's more of a college guide, but I like to look through it as well to just get some extra thoughts on what to do. And so I'll be looking through, I'll be like combining these guides into my own working piece here pretty soon.
Nice. That's amazing. This draft is wrapping up. I should have done a startup draft. Right?
Yeah, but this is rookie season.
I mean, look at this. Let's look at your team, man. Mayer, Booty, Max Dugan. Like, if there was ever a crapshoot team right there, I mean, Michael Mayer sounds like a stable tight end, but who the hell knows? He could be a Cole Kmet.
As long as he doesn't bust and we give him his 3 years, I think he's got the ability to be good. I mean, but then we've seen some real busts. Well, I don't even want to say bust at tight ends. I don't even know who to finish this up with.
There isn't anyone else. I feel like. Look at that, man. Look how terrible your team is. Mayer, Booty, Kenny McIntosh, Max Dugan. He might go undrafted, Max Dugan. Everyone loves the McIntosh pick, but he's been the only reason I have a beef with the McIntosh pick is he's being predicted you can draft like super late. I love Booty. I'm a Devi Booty guy, so I guess I should take into account all the off the field nonsense, but I just don't want to because he was so money right in the beginning when he was Booty, right? Are you down with the Booty or no?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a guy that I like. I didn't want to interrupt you. That is a guy that I like quite a bit. So I'll probably end up with a share of him between all my leagues. It just depends on where he falls.
Who is your favorite rookie? Like, forget about Bijan. Everyone knows about him. Like, who do you have your eyes on? Who do you want a piece of? And like, who do you want the most out of this rookie class?
For some reason, the clock on Sleeper always keeps dinging after the fact, so I had to get out of there. Let me pull up one of my rookie drafts here.
Oh, are you? What league is this?
Well, I'm just going to use my home league just because I know that it's in pre-draft and it's actually done right.
So I have the top three. Hold on. This is your home league. Let me hear about your home league. How many?
Okay, so my home league's about 12 years old.
12?
It's single quarterback. We started out on ESPN, and I told the guys either we could leave ESPN or I could leave. And we went to Sleeper because it's just
they liked you that much.
I guess. Wow. I don't think anybody else wanted to run this mess. So we have evolved it over time. It's still single quarterback. It's still not tight end premium, but we did get rid of defense and went to 3 IDP. I can't get them to get rid of kickers yet, and I can't get super flex, but I've tried.
Are you the pioneer? Are you the William Wallace of this fucking league right here?
It started out as a redraft league, moved on to a keeper league, and then eventually into a dynasty league.
Wow! And they want no part of the Superflex though.
We start 8, counting the quarterback, not counting kickers.
Start 8. Wow!
But it used to be 7. This year we added a spot. It's very exciting because remember default setup for ESPN.
Start
is
7
one
with a
quarterback.
defense and a kicker.
No, not counting the kicker and the defense. It was
Oh,
quarterback,
okay.
2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, and 1 flex. Now we have 2 flex. It's very exciting. But yeah, it's a nice little league. But they keep trading me picks far out. Like people don't value picks 2 years out, and I do in this league because it's paid off for me huge.
Fuck yeah, they do. They're first round picks, no matter what year they are.
But a lot of people don't think that way. Let me see if I can figure out.
I would love to be in the league where everyone just doesn't give a shit about their first round picks. That's so amazing. My home league started out that way, and now everyone's kind of caught on that. Like the draft picks are kind of important. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Let me see if I can figure this out. Hang on a second. I'm gonna.
What are you trying to figure out? What are you figuring
I'm
out?
Try to bring up this team onto the screen.
Okay. Share it?
Yeah, can you see it now?
I don't know.
It should be.
Yeah, dude. Here you go. Ready? Here you go.
So this team ended up getting bounced early in the playoffs because I had quarterback trouble because I had an injured quarterback.
Is there anyone that is? Hold on. I just want to know: is there anyone that can see this on YouTube right now? I don't even know if I did it right. I don't know if I know. I don't even know if I did the YouTube thing right. I'm all fired up.
I don't know if you saved it for later, but if nothing else, then you can.
I'm excited. It doesn't matter. I'm looking at what you're talking about. So Derek Carr, Jared McKinnon. What?
So my running backs are a mess because a bunch of them were hurt. But let me get into my bench and I'll show you this. So this was what my roster was going into the playoffs, which is why I got bounced in the first round. But are you ready for this? Okay, so that's my starters: Carr, McKinnon, Swift, Chase, Lamb, Hawkinson, Goodwin, and more. That was my last week's starters. And then I had a kicker and defense that aren't there anymore, but that's fine. Kyler Murray was on the disabled list. I just picked up Williams because he might start in Cincinnati. Dylan was hurt or inefficient. Williams was hurt. Hall was hurt. Beckham didn't have a contract. Zay Jones was fine, but
he was on cold.
Ridley was out, suspended. I had Curtis Samuel, but he was inefficient. Robinson was hurt. Shakir wasn't good enough. He was just a deep guy for me. And then I had Dulcich, who stopped being good, and I had Pitts, who just hasn't gotten it. So I'm hoping that this team gets going. 2 years ago, I won this league. I won it the first year. Then I was like consistently in the top 4, and I won it again last year because in that draft, I had the top 3. I had managed myself into the top 3 in that draft and gotten Chase and Hall and Pitts.
Anyone that drafted Jamar Chase, man.
And so Chase won the league for me because he had like a 50-point week that week because we have some funky scoring. But yeah, I don't remember. Oh, I was coming here for draft picks. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this.
Jamar Chase, his rookie year was like, he was like the 103 or the 104. Like Jamar
he was the top wide receiver, and I was taking the top wide receiver, the top quarterback. The top wide receiver, the top running back, and the top tight end that year, just because of who it was. So check out this. This is my picks this year, because like I said, I'm always trading for picks.
Hold on. Let me see if I can expand this. Oh wait, hold on. I think I do it. No, whoa, did I do it?
Oh, they're not in order on here.
Oh my god, I just fucked everything up. Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck did I just do? Oh my god. All I'm looking at is settings. I don't see anything right now. I ruined it. I reamed it. I reamed everything. Hold on, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
I got
They're not in order for some reason.
103, 111, 102. I know Sleeper doesn't do it. The Sleeper.
They do on your phone, but for some reason their computer setup, they're just the opposite of MFL. MFL doesn't have a decent app. They have a third-party one, but whatever.
So your first rounder
good on the computer.
So your first rounders are the 101, 102, 103, and 111. That's nice.
Yep.
That's sweet. Because what do your quarterbacks look like?
It's Kyler and Derek Carr. So I'll probably have to take a quarter. Hopefully,
you take one
QB.
You take one. If it's me, I don't give a shit about JSN. I'm team Gibbs / Bijan. I'm Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to be Christian McCaffrey.
I'll probably take Bijan, and then I'll take Bijan, and I'll take whatever is the second taken running back, and then
Right.
whoever the first wide receiver taken is, or the best situation
Well,
wide receiver.
you have the 1, 2, 3.
Right.
What are you
So
going to
two
take?
running backs and a wide receiver, most likely.
So you're going to
Because my
take.
team
So you're
was
taking
so
Gibbs.
snake
then.
bit at running back.
So you're taking Gibbs.
Probably.
Oh, wait,
Unless something
Is
changes.
he your RB2?
He is right now.
We
Let's
had,
see what happens with the draft.
I forget who we had on. Dang it, I forget. I was just like, so Gibbs is a presumable RB2, and they were like, oh no, not me. And they were like, this is my RB2, and I forget. I can't remember who it was because I have a terrible memory. But anyway,
Anyways,
enough about me.
I am trying to figure out why these aren't in order. That's really
So
annoying.
you're a big IDP guy, right?
Not really, but it was something better than having team defense, which I hate. I wanted to get rid of defense altogether, but I lost that battle.
Yep.
So I'll take the win that I could get team defense. So it is what it is.
What the hell is this?
I
Chevelle.
was trying to
This is
look.
the waiver wire. The waiver wire in the Dynasty.
Yeah, I was
League.
looking at who was out here.
I
These
can't
are
believe you pieced from the Hogs League, man. I can't believe it.
I just never had fun in that league.
Dude, we're just getting started. It's a brand new regime. Angry Sports Club are in charge now.
I was
the
going to
first year they're in charge.
I was going to quit a whole bunch of leagues, and then I ended up actually adding a couple because I've always wanted to play with some. I always wanted to try out a few different leagues or play with certain people, and a couple of those fell in my lap this year. So, so I jumped on a couple of leagues, but I'm gonna.
I like
to last.
I like EK Baller, man. We had him on the show, and I've been in the Hogs League with him with you. And since I've joined the Hogs, and I was like, this fucking EK, he's just a fucking type. He's a tight bitch. And we had him on the show, and I was like, you're a tight bitch. And he was like, I'm a fucking tight bitch. He admitted it. Hey, he knows. He knows.
Him and I just
EK is the man. EK, he knows his stuff, man. I love all the dynasty minds are important, man. Everyone has a different dynasty mind, but they're all important, you know?
That sucks. I hate the way that Sleeper's set up on the computer. I wanted to show a couple of things, and now I can't, so I guess I won't do that. But I did want to look up one player real quick, if I can remember how to spell his name. Rosch. Rosch.
That's an interesting first four letters of a name.
It's Roschon Johnson. He was actually the backup running back.
The rookie?
And
yeah, I didn't know you were talking about rookies. That's the first name that came to mind when you said that. But I was like, that's not he's thinking about something else. But yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Roschon Johnson, are you kidding me? We're talking same team.
So this is a guy that had a play behind what is being considered one of the greatest running backs of all time, but he hurt his hand at the Senior Bowl. So he broke a bone in his hand, and so I don't know. So he wasn't able to participate in workouts or anything else for the last couple of months because he broke his hand. So I'm going to be really interested to see where he falls. If he gets a good situation, he's going to be somebody you're going to be able to sneak out in those 3, 4, and 5 rounds. So if you're looking for a sleeper out of this show, it's Roschon Johnson. And then I can come back to this later and say, remember I told you that Roschon Johnson was the guy. Yeah. So that's who I'm looking at as a sleeper. And I think I missed him in this draft because I was doing some other things, trying to get my microphone set up and stuff so I could jump on with you, which I didn't even tell you, but I was trying to get squared away. And yeah, that's who I'm going to try to sneak in on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds if nobody else has gotten onto him at that point. But it'll be interesting to see where he's taken in the draft because he didn't get a lot of play in so he's got less miles on his body because he wasn't taking the hits because Bijan was. So right. But he didn't get the playing time either. So we'll see how much that matters when it's all said and done.
I dig it, man. Are you going to be around for the draft? What are you doing for the draft?
I don't know yet. I'm probably working. I work a lot, so
I'll tell you, if you get free, man, hop on with us. We're gonna be live all night. So we do our draft party. It's one of the best nights of the year. For us, it's one of our greatest shows. We love. I always release the shows in 4 parts after the draft, so it's like draft night part 1, part 2, part. There's like 4 installments of the show, like 4 1-hour installments, and it's different guests each hour, and it's so much fun, man.
I fixed my
so
camera.
great. So yeah, if you want to come and join us, that would be amazing.
I will probably be around.
Yeah,
My office is next to my bedroom, so I just have to be careful. If I shut the doors up in here and the windows tight, it does actually soundproof pretty well. So
sure.
I should be okay. But I'm sure the wife will be sleeping. So
we'll have Johnny Lobb is coming on, and you know we have all kinds of man. One year we had fucking Nick Whalen came on right after the Bear. He's a big Bears guy, and right after that Justin Fields thing, and Johnny Lobb's a fucking Denver guy. He wanted Justin Fields. It's just so much fun as we go in and out of the draft. We have all these guests on that come on and talk about their teams and the draft picks that they wanted and didn't get and anticipating to get, and blah 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 blah, all that nonsense.
Get somebody on for the Broncos. Oh wait, they don't have a pick till the 3rd round.
Oh, the Broncos don't pick till the 3rd round.
Pick 67.
So what you're telling me is that they're not going to be any better than they were this year?
So let's see how much difference a new coach and a supposedly a legendary coach. I don't know about all that, but supposedly a great coach and can Russ get his shit together. He was supposed to be hurt for part of the year, but I'm tired of hearing about players were hurt and that's why they didn't play well. So
Run DFF hates excuses too. And I'm just like, dude, the guy was hurt, man. Cut him a break. Oh, they're fucking excuses. Really, bro?
Where is he at tonight? Did he have baby duty?
He's too busy working right now.
Oh.
I'm about to start up a all players fucking mock. And
it won't be with me. I gotta hit the sack here pretty quick. I got a 14-hour day tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. So
I get it, man. I had a 14-hour day today. And my kid my baby has group. Is that a word? You know what that is?
Croup, isn't it?
Croup. There you go. Yeah. Croup. Fucking croup. This poor guy's had fucking COVID, RSV, croup. Like, this doctor's like, this guy's never going to get sick once he gets older ever again.
Right. He's going to have everything.
And I'm like, man, I would love to see some data that backs that shit up, because then I would feel a lot better about it than I do now.
It's a viral infection of the throat and the windpipe that causes noisy breathing, a hoarse voice, and a harsh barking.
Imagine a fucking 1.5-year-old making that noise.
Not being able to understand what's going on and everything else.
Dude, this poor guy, bro. It sucks. Fucking sucks. But anyway, whatever. Whatever. Troy, I'm so happy you were able to hop on and take part in this randomness of a Friday night.
I just noticed you have a sleeper shirt on. How the hell did you get that?
Oh, when you are a Warrior Bowl champion, you get a sleeper shirt. Yes,
that's
sir.
Awesome.
See, everyone jokes around like, "Oh, Larry Monkey, he doesn't fucking know what he's talking about." Dude, I am a fucking serious business motherfucker. I take care of business. I joke around. I'm a goofy guy. You can pick on me, this and that, but hey, man, I'm a winner. Boom. Right?
That's nutty. No, I need to get back in the Warrior Bowl this year. I was in it 2 years ago, but I was in a bad place, and I don't even remember if I donated, so they may not even invite me back. Of
course you're invited back. Come on, man.
I was in a really bad place. I'm going to try to do a bunch of the charity. And I wasn't going to do any new dynasty leagues because I wanted to do a bunch of the charity leagues this year. I wanted to do that one. I wanted to do Dan's.
You got to get in fishbowl. Gotta get it. You're
Yeah,
hoping.
well, hopefully we'll see. I mean, I don't count. I was so surprised last year I got in the first round of fans because I'm nobody now. I'm just a fan, just like everybody
Whatever,
else.
bro.
So,
No, you're a part of the community. You're a significant part of the
so,
community. You're not
but
just a fan. There's no sides. There's no labels like that. In
well,
my
there is
opinion,
when you're signing up for
there's a
fit.
Twitter community and everyone's a part of it, and it doesn't
But
matter about. There's no like existing labels past the fact that we're all in this Twitter space that we interact that enables us to interact with each other.
so my wife and I share an office space. Clearly, that's why hers is the other wall. But I quick Scott Fish story on that wall, or well, wherever my camera pointed, I wanted to have my T-shirt that I had signed, which I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I took a bunch of pictures of it. But I wanted to put it right behind me, but unfortunately, that's her wall, so I didn't get to put it there. But I'm going to try to angle it right at some point. I'm going to find a spot for it. But I'll tell you, so a quick Scott Fish story. He is as legitimately nice in person as he is online. Like he is who he says he is. I went to the expo last year, which was a great experience, and I really recommend everybody going at least once. I want to go again, but it's hard to get to Canton from New Mexico. It's very expensive. But regardless, so I went, and I had, as some of you may know, I make T-shirts and other things for a side business that my wife and I are doing, and now we're expanding that to some of the podcasts and stuff
Just
as well.
call it what it is, man. It's a clothing line, right?
Well, yeah, there you go. It's the Voice clothing line, or the
Yeah.
Fuego clothing line. Anyway, so I had made a shirt just for the expo, and it was like, I have to get it out again to read what it said. Anyways, but it was a shirt made, and originally I was just going to get it signed by a few people and probably have something I could wear some, but I laid it out on a table, and people didn't know whose it was, didn't have my name on it or anything. So some people had seen that it had already been signed, and so they were signing it. But in the beginning, I had gotten Scott right away, and he thought I wanted him to sign one of the Fishbowl shirts, which he won't do. I said, no. I've got a shirt that I made. Will you sign it? And he signed it. Not only did he sign it, but then he got like people that, because I'm a pretty outgoing guy, but when I meet people that I consider like mentors or people that I respect, and like this community, I respect people. And so there was people that I was almost afraid to ask, and I was afraid to ask Scott, but I just, I just asked. And then so Scott was like he's like, hey, did you sign the shirt? And so some people thought it was Fish's shirt. And then the funny thing is, like, I started going through it, and there are people that signed it that don't like me. And so I wonder what they thought after they found out that it was my shirt, if they thought anything about it. So one person I just called out like 2 days earlier on Twitter, and I was up there with another person who I won't name, and she's like, I'm so glad that you called him out. I was like, oh my God, I'm glad that somebody, thought that was a good thing, because, and that's the thing about the expo is you'll meet people that you didn't know that are going to be really cool. Like, there are so many people, and I don't want to start naming names because, like Scott, though, is a great example, that you think they're going to be cool, and you might hang around with them for 5 minutes, and then the next thing you know, you spend a good portion of the weekend with them. And then, of course, I went a big part of the reason I was going is because I wanted to meet up with the guys from Dynasty Trades HQ.
Yes.
And we got so drunk. So, and I don't drink, but we got so drunk and landed.
Can't go anywhere, that Shane guy. Yeah, he's he's a fucked up guy.
We landed at the Waffle House, and man, we were there for like 2 hours. We had so much fun. I miss Waffle House. We don't have them up by me.
No, man, not up at this part either. That's like a southern thing.
Well, they have them in Albuquerque, but they don't have one in Santa Fe.
What about the shrooms in New Mexico? I hear the shrooms are like the greatest shrooms you can get.
I don't touch that shit, man.
Do you see them? Are they ever in your trajectory anywhere?
No, because because of what I do for work, I have to be very drug free. This is as much of the of like something I get to do is a little bit of alcohol on my day off. That's as much as I'm getting.
What the heck was that? What was that?
It was Sadie's Prickly Pear Margarita. They had them on clearance at the liquor store. So something.
So you don't hear anybody talking about shrooms or anything in New Mexico?
Now I'm gonna have to go look this up. This is the first time hearing on New Mexico shrooms.
I have a cousin that lives in New Mexico. I know that New Mexico is a large place, but still. Anyway, he gets good shrooms from what I understand.
It's large in comparison to, I guess, the northeastern states where you walk across those. But yeah,
Well, it is hard to walk across an entire state, no matter what state it is.
well, you get my point though.
I
but-
do. It would take you much longer to walk across like the state of Colorado or like Nevada or something. Or
It's like for your
North
upcoming
Dakota.
party you're planning, it's like, Jersey and the Philly area because, Jersey's not very big. So most people can get down to where you're going to be within a couple of hours.
You're damn right, and that brings me to this point. This is a great segue. I'm telling you, man, fuck everybody. So we've been talking behind the scenes, me and some other podcasters. We're going to do the fucking what's the name of it? Podfest, whatever you want to call it. We're just gonna have a dynasty, really a happy hour at a bar in South Jersey. I'm gonna be there. Shane Manila, he's the Trades and 5 guy. He's a Dynasty Trades HQ guy. Rocky Petrella, he's the Trade Addicts guy, and he's the Dynasty Junkies guy. You have Michael Finero, he's the Rookie Fever guy. We are going to have some podcasters from the Dynasty community converging, and Dynasty Outhouse, who's 15 minutes from the bar we're going to be at. And I just connected with Sal Lito. We're old friends. Sal Lito is interested. Maybe Mr. Potathon himself, SFP Potathon, he will be joining us too, perhaps. Maybe. That's a little tease. So anyway, all these guys we're just hanging out. We're coming to the bar, and we want you to join us. We want you to come and hang out with us. We want to hang out. Let's talk Dynasty. We are all Dynasty brethren. We want to talk about trades, and rookie drafts are going to be popping off. It's going to be a happy hour. Let's just hang out, And if you guys don't hang out, we're just going to be hanging out with each other, which is cool too. But we would much rather have anyone that listens to any of our shows to just come out and, we'll buy you a bunch of drinks, and God, it'll be such a fun night. That's all I'm excited about, is that it's going to be a really fun night. That's going to be May 12th, I think. May 12th. Sounds like a good date. I feel like that's the one. But I'm dropping this news right now. There'll be a lot of stuff on Twitter happening in the next day or two. Finero's putting together a flyer with our logos on it, apparently.
Finero, he is a small dude.
Tiny? Finero's tiny? He doesn't drink.
His partner of his podcast is huge, though. He's taller than I am.
Oh, Swags?
Yeah.
Swags is a tall guy, huh?
And it was funny because we were at the expo, and we were kind of circled around because it was one of the night parties or whatever. And I was like, Swags, it's so great to meet you. Did Finero make it? And like Finero was literally standing behind me, but I didn't know what he looked like, because I'd never seen him. And I guess that had happened like several different times. So
because everyone just looks like normal. Everyone looks like regular people. Right.
Yeah, and so they got a big kick out of the fact that I was looking for Finero, because I guess that had happened to him like the year before too. Somebody was like, "So where's Finero?" And he was literally standing right there. So.
I know he does not look like Michael Finero when you hear his voice. It's funny, actually. Yeah, I still remember the first time I matched Shane's voice to his face. I was like, I don't even know if I want to look at this guy. He's got to everyone has their own voice,
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to make the party. It's $600 from Santa Fe to Philly on May 12th.
Wow. $600. The grand scheme of life. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you.
Yeah, but I can't take it from my wife either. So.
Oh, I know. My wife was just like, "Can I come and hang out?" I was like, you don't want to come and hang out. You do not want to come and hang out with a bunch of fantasy football nerds that you hate. You have nothing nice to say about anything anyway. There's no way I would ever allow her to just come and spoil my beautiful night with all of my fun Dynasty football friends.
You're too much fun.
She would totally ruin it.
All right, dude. I got to be up at 4:30, so
dude.
It is on YouTube. This did record. I looked, and that's what I did see that it was up on YouTube, so you
All
got
right.
it
Well,
posted
listen.
there.
Let's hear about fucking Troy. Let's hear about it, man. You got a whole like. Let's hear about the clothing line. Let's hear it.
Well, you can follow me
what
on
do we do? Custom
you can follow me-
orders or what?
You can follow me on Twitter and Spoutable at Voice in Fuego, and then I am. We're working on getting the sites all together, but I just closed it too. You can go to. Hang on. Fuego Fantasy, because I didn't get the name I wanted because somebody's sitting on it. FuegoFantasy.com is where the site that I'm working on right now, but it's a little bit of a mess because we're still working it through. But it does house the Dynasty Trades HQ store at FuegoFantasy.com/DTHQ. And if you've got a site or something and you want a store just like that one, let me know and we'll get it together. There's no upfront cost. We just share in the profits. It's neither of us are going to get rich, but if you want to get your brand out there a little bit and not have to do a lot of work with it, I take care of everything from the site to all the products. And I've got some partners that I work with and we get everything sent out and there's some stuff that I can do, I can do some custom stuff as well. So we can do it here in our house as well. So depending on what you need, we can be a full force for you. So FuegoFantasy.com, FuegoFantasy.com/DTHQ. And hopefully I'll have that page up a little bit better here soon. It's a work in progress, but we have Dynasty Trades there, and we have Hollywood Show, but we still have that over
IDP Nation, right?
Yeah, we got IDP Nation as well, and they will be getting a page on here. They are currently on Etsy because I didn't have the website in a work enough way when I made theirs, and wanted to get it up for them because they had some Patreons that were looking for some gear. So we got it up for them, and now I'm going to move them over to this side here eventually.
And if you want to find some like original OG, maybe some hot sauce gear, we might have some secret items in the Fuego Fantasy store, right?
Yeah, we can definitely do some stuff with the hot sauce. We just got to get your logo, and I can do some stuff like I did for the other guys.
Oh, I just want your interpretation of the hot sauce. But I'll send you the logo. But yeah, man, I'd love to see everyone's interpretation, their artwork, their art, just how they interpret things, and love that shit, man. It's all I love that nonsense. It's almost like New Mexico. I mean, God.
I was gonna say it's a fiery logo. It belongs on a site that says Fuego.
Oh, yeah,
man.
man.
I mean,
there should be like. I mean, how close are you to Area 51 out there? Can we this is like a whole nother episode right here.
That's Nevada. Area 51's Nevada, but I'm about, you're thinking of probably Roswell where the aliens came, and I'm about 4 hours.
What did I say?
You said Area 51, which is in Nevada, which is
I meant Roswell.
Yeah, where the aliens landed. There's a museum there and everything, and they're about 3.5 hours from me, 3.5 hours to the south, and I have been there and spent some time.
We should just pretend going forward that you are currently living in Roswell, New Mexico.
There you go.
Because, I mean, come on, can you imagine? Have you ever seen aliens? Because I feel like New Mexico is like a hotbed for sightings. Yes or no?
But they live among us, man. You never know when you're around them.
Well, I mean, yes, you do. Well, when you turn on the news, you see a lot of them, but
there
the wrong kind, right?
Right. you also see them all over Washington. That's the problem.
Those reptilian bitches.
Yes.
The fucking reptilians are after us, baby. They're all over us, and we're gonna lose because they're way fucking scarier than we are. Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast.
All righty, brother. Have a good night.
All right, brother. So happy you could join, my man. Good to see you.
Always a fun time. Bye.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4.